Can somebody tell me where my time is going? When I was writing my bachelor thesis, I could stay at school for 10 or even 12 hours. And some days I barely made any progress. I watched a lot of YouTube, scrolled on Instagram, and I got skilled at table tennis. And it's the same now as I'm making these videos. I know I can do so much better with my time. So that's why I'm diligently gonna track my time for the next 7 days to see where it goes. I'm gonna set an alarm every 15 minutes and then fill in what I did in a document. I will also assign a color to each activity, which is going to give me a quick visual evaluation of how much time I'm spending on Instagram or watching random YouTube videos. Will I provide value? Or generally just see how I schedule my time. I was inspired by Goal Guys and Matthew Diabella, who's done similar experiments, so I wanted to try a slightly different one for myself. So if I'm doing something for a longer period of time, like, I don't know, working, sleeping, if I'm with friends, then I'll just check in when I'm starting and check out when I'm done. The experiment is for the time when I don't have anything specific to do. So I started the project on a Friday and the weekend was filled with planned activities. So that's not where I'm gonna get the most out of this experiment. I'm gonna get a coffee. But what I can see is that when I'm at home and I do have time for projects or for doing whatever I want to do, I can already see that the time is really fragmented. I do the dishes, I make coffee, and this was not even on purpose. After 10 minutes I'm going to get a snack. I spend so much time doing these micro procrastinations. I never really get into any state of flow, any state of focus. It hasn't been much time, but I can already see some room for improvement. So a takeaway so far: those days I have the impression that I've been productive throughout the day, but I don't feel like the productive output matches up with the time I've spent. I guess this is what's happening. So I thought filming this experience would make me subconsciously more proficient, but that's certainly not the case. When I look at the colors, they're all scattered around. Working out, Skyping for 2 hours, I've had way too many coffees, I've ate twice, I've wasted time on the computer within not too much time, so this is one of those days. I had a bit to drink yesterday. So I might just schedule 2 hours of wasted time. So honestly, the 15-minute alarm thing, it was a good idea, but it didn't really work in practice. So I didn't set the alarm consistently because it was just too impractical in many situations. But I have been diligently tracking every 15 minutes, just not in that particular way. I've only spent a total of 8 hours and 45 minutes on the YouTube and project section, and that's just a little bit more than an hour a day. So that shows me that if I'm not on schedule, then I'm miles away from my potential. This experiment has revealed my most productivity draining activities, so therefore also where I can improve. And if you also suffer from the "where did the last 3 hours go" syndrome, then I highly recommend you try something similar to this. But I must mention that I did this in a random week and I didn't try to be exceptionally productive or anything. I wanted to just observe. So based on the observations, I've made myself a couple of tips that I can use if needed in the future. I should go for a walk every now and then, since I apparently can't sit still for more than 30 minutes at a time before I have to do something important. And this is a big one that I'm trying to implement, is simply being more conscious and try to ask myself if I actually want that coffee. Do I actually need to watch that cup right now? Or am I just doing this because I'm tired of what I'm doing? And turning off my phone. Before the experiment, I deleted Snapchat and Instagram and some of those time-draining apps, but I still found myself staring at the phone anyways. So turning it completely off for sections of the day could really serve me well. If you made it this far, give this video a thumb. You're the one deserving a thumbs up. Here you go.